Yes, you heard it right. Even more juicy information about updates coming to the Quest platform. Let's talk about it right now. All right, first off, let's find out what's hidden in the version 27 firmware that's different from version 26. Thanks again to Basti564. He found this comment inside of the V27 firmware while checking the differences between V26 and V25. It says, increase your display refresh rate to 120 Hz when requested by supported apps. This may affect battery usage, headset temperature, and the visual quality of some system features. This indicates that they're building towards the 120 Hz update that we heard about a couple of months ago. Now, due to the fact that they did mention battery usage and headset temperature, my assumption is they are trying to make 120 Hz work for standalone on the Quest platform. Now, I've been saying that I assumed it was going to be for PC VR only through Link and I suppose virtual desktop. But this comment inside of this firmware seems to indicate that they're actually working on trying to make 120 Hz work natively with Quest apps. Now, I don't know how exactly that would work. I don't know what games would be able to support it. In fact, I don't even know what's possible when it comes to that stuff. I'm not in tune with all that kind of stuff, but I do know that that's what's hidden in the V27 firmware, so that means they're working towards it, and they're laying the groundwork inside of this firmware. There's also some additional information about the Guardian intrusion, outlining some more stuff that has to do with that. Quite a bit, actually, including some information on the sensitivity settings and how it actually works. It says a low sensitivity shows you a precise outline of the person, pet, or object that entered your boundary, but it will take longer to appear. A high sensitivity means that you will see the intrusion faster, but it will look less precise. Adjust the sensitivity of the intruder's distance to the Guardian boundary. A lower floor height will show you more possible intrusions on the ground. A high floor height shows you fewer intrusions on the ground and can filter out smaller people, pets, or objects. See a visualization when people, pets, or objects enter your Guardian boundary when you're in VR. So there is some more information to digest about this intrusion system, including the fact that there are at least 2 sensitivity modes. Also, this next one is pretty darn interesting. And this is another thing found in V27, and it's the fact that it seems like we might be able to get phone notifications natively inside of our headsets in the near future. The text inside of this firmware update reads, to receive phone notifications in your headset, go to your headset settings in the Oculus app and select phone notifications. Now, it doesn't indicate what notifications you'll be able to get, how it'll work. I'm not even sure what platforms it'll work on, whether it'll be iOS and Android, just Android, due to the fact that the Quest does use Android. I don't know much about it, except for the fact that buried in the code for this firmware, or the information anyways, for firmware V27, there is this small block of text. Now, to me personally, I don't necessarily care about having phone notifications inside of my headset so much. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, so this is going to be a big deal for a lot of people if we can natively get our phone notifications inside of our headset. That's it for V27 stuff, but that's definitely not it for what I want to talk about. One thing that I have wanted for quite a long time, and I know a lot of people have been asking for this inside of the VR creator community, was the ability to actually have your Oculus Home be a hub for people to jump over to, hang out in, choose what game you want to go to, etc. I would personally even love it if they could take what Oculus Rooms was for the Oculus Go and bring it over to the Quest. I've never personally used Oculus Rooms, but I've heard really good things about it. Well, an Oculus user research survey went out recently actually asking the following question. You can see the image. Now imagine you and your friends and family can gather in Oculus Home, decide on which VR apps or experiences to do, and then launch into them together. Below is an example to help you visualize what this could look like. So this could be coming. This isn't an indication that it's going to be, but it is an indication that Oculus is asking people if it's something that they want. Now, due to the fact that these people are so far away from each other, I don't know how this is going to work. I mean, obviously, this is just a visual representation. My hope is that Oculus Home can become a gathering place where you can invite your party over to your home, hanging out in the environment, and then choosing which game you want to jump into together. Currently, Oculus Home is a stationary menu system, meaning that you cannot move around inside of Oculus Home unless you physically walk. That is one thing I'm a little afraid of, is the fact that they're going to leave it that way. And when friends and family come over to your home, they're just going to be put in a static position where you can wave to them and talk, which is nice, but not exactly what I would like to see. While that would be nice, it would be way cooler to have Oculus Home be an actual environment you can hang out in, much like an online multiplayer lobby, or even Facebook Horizon integrating it all with the home experience. All right, so I did want to mention this as well. It's not necessarily news, but it gets me excited for the future of what's coming to the Oculus platform. Mike Doran, director of production at Oculus Studios, recently was quoted as saying, "I'm in a uniquely blessed position to be able to work not only on some of the most premier games in the world, but also on a platform that's constantly pushing the envelope. The things that are coming in the next 3, 5, 7 years are amazing, and I wish I could talk to you about them now. And I wish I could tell you all the great partners who have signed up that are going to blow people away when we're finally allowed to talk about them." Now that alone gets me excited at the fact that Oculus is looking towards the future, bringing in partners for the long term to develop games that are going to be hopefully awesome. Now Mike actually went to Reddit, clarified some of his comments, and expanded slightly, and that's really what makes me excited, so let me read those comments. Aqua VR said, "Does this quote mean that there are currently games in development that might not see the light for 7 years, or that there are plans to fund games that haven't been started yet that have a theoretical release date in around 7 years? Just curious, because the scale of a game that takes 7 years to make sounds insanely ambitious in a good way." Mike came back and said, "My comments were addressing both innovations within VR as a platform and content. As far as content goes, working on games now, and have been for a while, that are launching in several years. The average development cycle for Oculus Studio VR titles is getting longer, and you'll see bigger, more complex games as a result." Which in and of itself is exciting, because I think the depth of content in VR currently in a lot of ways is lacking. Now there are some great games out there already, but it would be amazing to see some games that are the length of real AAA titles using real AAA IPs. Possibly. Even Aqua VR came back on Reddit and said, "That comment focused on the next 3 to 7 years, but since some titles have already been in the works for some time, can we expect to see more complex games in the imminent future, maybe this or next year?" Mike came back, and all he said was, "Yep." So it sounds to me like there's been some games in development for quite a long time, several years possibly, to bring to the Oculus platform. Now that doesn't necessarily mean the Quest platform, although it very well could, but it sounds like longer, more expansive titles are coming to virtual reality, and they're being worked on behind the scenes for quite a long time, and bringing in big people and titles and names that are going to blow people's minds, according to Mike. One of those titles, I'm sure, is Lone Echo 2, which we've been waiting on for quite a long time now. This does make me excited. We do know that Ubisoft is working with Oculus to develop an Assassin's Creed game as well as a Splinter Cell game. We don't have any idea when that'll be coming. That's probably one of those titles that are several years away. Both of them are, due to the fact that, as people have mentioned to me on Twitter, they are still hiring for positions for these titles, so it'll probably be quite a while until we get them, but that doesn't mean that we can't be excited for what's coming in the future. There you go. That's what I've got for you today for updates and information for stuff coming to the Quest platform. What do you think about all of this news coming out, being leaked, coming from different updates, wherever it's coming from? What do you think about what's going on, the direction that the Quest and the Oculus platform are taking? Which one are you most excited about? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to know what you think. Plus, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there and the bell icon to keep up to date on all things Quest and Quest 2. Plus, you can check out more of my videos right there. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy questing.